All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to this week of the Elders episode. This just in, we supposedly have Jacob on the line, and he's going to give his apology statement now. What do you mean you're not in, Jacob? You were supposed, Jacob. You were. So Jacob's not in Ohio. He has apparently ran to his mommy. That's why his chair was empty. He's not even in Ohio anymore.
You can't blame anyone for wanting to not be in Ohio. That's pretty understandable. But we can blame someone for not wanting to own up to their mistakes.
Come on, Jacob. We expect better.
A Meyer.
Copy that. Aim higher, man.
Ready.
What's up?
First try, no warm up.
What's up?
First try, no warm up.
What's up?
First try, no warm up.
Yeah, I might just go ahead and say,
First try, no warm up.
Hey guys, welcome to week 14 of the season. Last week of the season. Kind of crazy that we're already here.
I'm excited.
Missing the third elder because irresponsible, embarrassed.
Irresponsible, lack of self-discipline, lack of material or managerial skills. Like, it's just a whole list of things that can go on. and on
Lieutenants, am I right?
about LTs.
The worst. But also, the last week of the season and 9 out of the 10 teams can still move this week. This is still an extremely important week. Crazy that it's just not locked and loaded like it normally is.
Yeah, I'm terrified.
Yeah, you're in quite the predicament this week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
All right, let's go over last week's games. We'll start off with Garrett versus Alex. Surprise, surprise, Garrett won a low-scoring head-to-head game. Then we had Mir versus Chris, and Mir did the impossible 2 times this year now, beating Chris 131 to 122. Then we had me versus Colt. Turns out when your quarterback gets hurt in the first quarter, it's really hard to win your game that week. Colt took that one 108 to 93. Then we had the elder matchup, Bo versus Jacob. Bo took that one 128 to 118. Then we had Chase versus Aaron. Aaron 118 to 88. Not much there, but let's go back and talk about that Garrett versus Alex one, because I think it's kind of crazy now, right? Garrett, the king of low-scoring head-to-head wins.
The luck behind that's just insane.
I mean, he just got the correct schedule is what it is. He has 6 wins under 110 points.
Defense is
Poor Alex.
Yeah.
Poor Alex.
He's still looking for that 5th win to break his own record. One more week.
Still
hopefully
rooting
not,
for him.
because play with
Still
me.
rooting.
I don't want to lose to Alex twice in one year. That would just be the worst possible fantasy season I could ever have.
That is
Not
true.
saying I'm rooting for it, but I'm rooting for it.
That's just rude.
Garrett always winning those low-scoring games. Flip side, fun fact, Chris is going to love this one. He has scored under 114 one time, but he has 7 head-to-head losses. So he is just constantly scoring good, constantly losing. I mean, he lost to Miller this week with 122. Miller back-to-back number 1 scores.
Yeah.
What is that?
So, like, I feel like beating Chris is a big thing. I won the first year we ever played Sleeper. I repurposed this ring as just my head-to-head against Chris this year. Yeah, that's my ring now.
He did win the championship last year, twice.
Yeah.
So,
And I beat him twice, so.
so where's your other ring?
Good point.
That's actually your first time ever getting the top score was last week. You did it twice in a row.
Hey.
You went 50 games in your career never getting the top score, then you go back to back after you're on the show for 2 weeks.
I feel like, the Elder Curse is clearly gone. It's Elder Magic now. That's what it is.
Oh no, the Elder Curse is not gone. I would disagree with that wholeheartedly.
The Elder Magic has been sprinkled all over this face.
It's been siphoned from Kevin's everyday life to give you the
Right
magic.
into me. Oh, yeah. Not the first time I've siphoned things from Kevin.
What did you say?
And then, yeah, the game of the week, not even close. Aaron and Chase. I don't know what it is whenever they play each other. They're always close, like in standings and average scores, all of that. They play each other. Aaron just wipes the floor with Chase. It's pretty rude, honestly. Yeah, if we take a look at the standings, only a little bit of movement. 2 flips. Aaron and Jacob flip. Miller again flipping up the standings with Kevin. So
Yes, I have taken that playoff spot. Now I just have to get through this week.
yep, you just have to hold on for your life.
That's going to bring us into this week's matchups. So we'll start off with Chris and Jacob. Number 2 versus number 4. They're 3-3 all time. Average scores only separated by 7 points. So I mean, usually pretty close games. Last time they played this season, Chris won that in a super high scoring game, 163 to 145. As we've said before, Chris has been scoring absurd numbers all season and just had really shitty luck, but not against Jacob, at least.
Yeah, that was Jacob's second highest score of the season. He was the number 2 score of the week, and still, Chris just absolutely dominating.
Frickin' Chris.
Yeah.
Freaking Chris. All right, and that'll take us into a CDC matchup. I feel like we haven't had as many of these after losing a member with the C. We're going to have to start telling Jacob to go by Cole, I think, and Miller. We'll just do that. Both of you guys go by Cole. That way we have more CDCs. Anywho, Chase versus Colt. We're all rooting for Colt this week. Sorry, Chase. Colt is 5-2 all time versus Chase, despite having a lower average score, which is fun for Chase, I'm sure. But earlier this season, Colt did win that one 107-94.
It's a scary week. I mean, for Colt, he can only move up 1 spot, and he's in last currently. But for Chase, he can fall quite a few spots. He's only 1 game ahead of 8th, so this is a scary week for him.
Yeah, I'm okay with him losing. I think, that fit, what I want.
Yeah, it's a scary week for Chase. Unfortunately for him, I am rooting against him. Love you, Chase, but this is for my own personal gains. I need Colt to go 2-0 this week. I'm hoping Colt just scores 700 points this week. It'd be the craziest thing we've ever seen, and I really hope that Colt does it this week specifically.
Get his revenge on Chase from that 200-point game.
Exactly. Colt, this is your chance. This is the opportunity your team has been waiting for. That'll take us into our next matchup. We got Bo versus Garrett. Not a whole lot fantasy-wise, or like playoff implication-wise in this one. 1 versus number 8. Bo is 3-0 all-time versus Garrett. The games have not been close. Bo does not take it easy on Garrett. Earlier this season, Bo won 132-75. Bo, I think your course of victory here, score over 110 points, odds are you'll win.
Yeah, hopefully I do. I've only scored under it a few times, but Garrett is just ready to snipe. As soon as you start getting low, he's like, yeah, it's perfect.
If you give him that opportunity, he will capitalize. I will say his team has been playing excellent defense. If he gets you in a low-scoring game, he is going to win it.
Yeah, I'm scared about it.
That brings us into the next matchup, me versus Alex. I am much closer to Alex in the standings than I ever would like to be in fantasy football. I am 6-2 all-time versus Alex with a 128-91 average score. Week 5, I did beat Alex 101-6. I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Oof.
It's what I'm normally expected to say. But Alex
Abnormal happens.
101-69. That's right. I don't want to lose to Alex twice in 1 year. I do need Alex to get the median win, preferably.
Get the win against Alex and also get the 101 pick for next year.
Exactly. If I go 2-0, odds are I should be in the playoffs. Depending, I mean, it's not perfectly.
Now
but
you're out.
We're kicking Miller off the show. I don't understand why we brought him on.
Yeah, that brings us into this week's game of the week: Mir versus Aaron. Number 6
I'm scared.
versus number 3. You are 1-3 versus Aaron, 20 points apart. And
Records don't matter. You know what happened with me and Chris.
That's
Doesn't
true.
matter.
But Aaron did beat you earlier this year, 140-94. This does have the most playoff implications of any game that we have, though. Aaron is currently tied with Jacob, standing-wise, only 10 points apart. So they could flip back and forth, which means complete opposites of the playoff bracket. He could jump Chris for the bye week. If he goes 2-0, Chris goes 0-2, and he outscores Chris by 200 points. So,
Easy task.
yeah, he could totally do that. Mir in 6th place, fighting for his first ever playoff spot. Chase only a half game ahead. Kevin a half game behind. they're all three within 5 points of each other somehow. So he could jump Chase. He could stay where he is. Kevin could jump him. Kevin could jump both of them, knocking Miller out. And let's not forget, Garrett is also tied with Miller or with Kevin, so he actually can still get into the playoffs. Dark Horse just comes, ruins everybody's day. Those 4 teams fighting for the last 2 spots. Nobody's playing each other. 1, that's kind of crazy. 2, everyone that they're playing is a rematch, and all 4 of those teams lost earlier this year, so they all have to try and overcome or have a really just unmotivating, everyone loses, nobody moves type of scenario.
So I feel like what you're saying here is anything can happen.
There's so much movement that could happen in this last week. Obviously, Aaron and Jacob are tied. They could flip-flop. Aaron, maybe he scores 400 points, takes Chris out of the bye week. Probably not going to happen, though. We got Chase and Miller, opposite sides of the bracket. They could flip. Kevin could take one of the spots. Miller could fall out. Chase could be in 6th. Garrett could jump up, come into the playoffs. Also, look at the bottom. Alex and Colt just, flipping back and forth. That's the number 1 pick. So
I am confused.
Snip, snap.
Lucky for me, my head doesn't move anywhere this whole time. I am just sitting there just watching this.
All right.
Have you guys ever needed to kill 99.9% of bacteria and germs? Well, do I have a product for you? This right here, Clorox disinfecting wipes, great stuff. I've been having some remodeling done to my home, lots of drywall dust and shit everywhere. This stuff right here, a game changer. You grab one, you wipe down stuff, good as new. It's like it's been cleaned professionally, but it's not. It's me, and I suck at cleaning. It kills 99% of all the bullshit. If you need to clean something, I know a lot of you are fathers in this league, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, that's not what I meant. Cut that part. If you need to clean stuff, Clorox wipes. It's not unfortunate to be a parent. That was, I didn't mean it that way. Clorox.
Yeah, so obviously there's plenty of things that can go right, go wrong, go haywire this week. No telling what the playoff picture is going to look like, but should be a fun one. At least for me. I'll get to watch the whole show.
I'll just say good luck to everybody except for Chase, Kevin, Garrett, and Aaron. Everybody else, good luck.
First try, no warm up.
She loves it, I swear.